Street Cleaner is an awesome 8-bit platformer that would have felt right at home on the NES. Looking at this gameplay footage, you would not be too crazy to assume that this is some hidden gem you never heard of. They really nailed the graphics. Anyone who watches my channel regularly knows that there is nothing more I enjoy than an awesome 8-bit aesthetic, and this is exactly what is delivered here. One thing I love about classic games is the Nintendo swagger. You know what I'm talking about. Certain classic characters just have such a deliberate way in which they move. Just look at Simon Belmont. That dude is determined to get where he needs to go. Mega Man looks like he's running much faster than he actually is. And of course, Ryu Hayabusa looks completely ready for action at every step. In an era with loads of frames and fluid motion, there's just something comforting about the simple swagger of these classic characters. Our main character here might have the best swagger of any of them. He has that purple hue, kind of like NES Batman, and just walks with a baseball bat casually over his shoulder. It's just such a cool, calm, collected look, and he looks like a total badass as he saunters down the street, and I just love it. The soundtrack is equally awesome. It really does a nice job of roping you into the levels. There are some parts that are just silent, and then all of a sudden the music kicks in, and it's really cool at building up the tension. The boss theme in particular is fantastic. It has a nice slow startup, and it's just really catchy. Just take a listen. It really gets your blood pumping through these boss battles, which we will talk about in a second. Gameplay is extremely reminiscent of Ninja Gaiden. Your main weapon is the bat, which kills just about everything in one hit, similar to the Dragon Sword. You could also get a pistol that you could whip out. It has limited use, but you can find ammo pickups sprinkled throughout the levels. You get a dive kick. This thing is super useful. It's a lot like the guillotine in Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, as it propels you off of enemies and it's a nice tool to deal with annoying flying foes. The level design is great. It starts out easy enough, but has a really smooth difficulty curve. The setting takes you through a number of urban locales, such as alleys and a nightclub. It works really well, and the enemies seem like they'd be home in an 80s movies like Escape from New York or RoboCop. I really like this group here. You enter a nightclub and you have to fight these three people, who I guess are cosplaying as Trevor, Grant the Slifer from Castlevania 3. Enemy attack patterns are varied, and the enemy placement in the later half of the game is really good to provide a nice challenge. You have unlimited lives and a decent number of checkpoints, so while you likely die a few times, the challenge is not Battletoads level. The levels have health pickups, but they don't restore much of your life. You could, however, find these little dogs, and yes, you could pet them. Doing so refills your entire health bar. I thought that was an adorable touch. There are also several assist options to make the game much easier if you just want to experience it without the challenge. I always like when games do this. I never use them because I enjoy hard games, but it's nice to make a retro game like this accessible to a wider audience. The boss battles here are wonderful. You typically fight 2 bosses per level, although sometimes it's the same guy fought in different stages. I felt these were the highlight of the game. Each boss is smartly designed, and once you get past the first 1 or 2, expect to die a few times while you figure them out. They are satisfying to provide a good challenge. Even after you figure out the patterns, they're still not always easy to take down. There are 7 total levels in the game, with the last one being just the final boss fight. It was pretty tough, and I probably died more on this level than anything in the entire game. The whole thing took me a little over an hour to finish, and you unlock a hard mode once you do. Street Cleaner is a wonderful modern retro game. If you love the old Ninja Gaiden games, this is a no-brainer. It retails for $15. I know I picked it up at half price, so with a little patience, you only pay $7.50 for it. There's also a third game that I have not played yet, but it looks to be more of the same, and I'll probably check that out soon. Oddly enough, I can't seem to find the part 2. I don't really get why they skipped that and went right to 3, unless there's something I'm missing. Either way, this is an awesome game if you love retro NES platformers.